How's it going, all of you beautiful people around the world? My name is Ryan, aka Blackbeard TCG. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day, and if not, hopefully I can make it a little bit better. Now, look, guys, I'm extremely happy. My day is going amazing because Moby Dick is banned. Let's just get right out there, get it out there right off the jump. Moby Dick's banned. Kabaji is also banned. Honestly, I can see why they banned it. It kind of led to some degenerate play styles in the sense of, like, at this point, you're not even playing the One Piece card game. Again, I do think Nami's alternate win condition is really cool. I really like her ability and how she's able to accelerate her win condition as well by attacking. So you still have to play the One Piece card game. Whereas with Kabaji, with the Kabaji loops, you're kind of able to just circumvent that, right? You're not playing the One Piece card game at all. Like, what you're playing isn't One Piece. So I understand that. But I don't really care about that. What I care about is Moby Dick, right? Like, if this never happened, honestly, I wouldn't really care too much. All I care about is Moby Dick. And maybe this has to happen as a byproduct of Moby Dick, because if they just ban Moby Dick, I feel like everybody would just switch to Nami and just play that degenerate playstyle because it's really consistent and you can really just cheese out wins. Now, let's talk about the reason why I'm so excited. Moby Dick is banned. And the reason why I'm happy is because, as you guys know, when OP03 came out, I was pumping out OP03 content, right? Like, it was fresh, it was fun, like, it was so interesting. I loved it. It was so cool because everything was new, right? We seen Ivankov topping, we seen Kinemon performing, we seen Whitebeard get some shine, right? Of course, there was Zoro that was absolutely dominating it and absolutely dominating the meta. And I even made a video talking about how I was worried about Zoro, but people figured out the counterplay. And we've seen all of these really cool decks. Now, in OP03, that is not the case. We have the Zoro thing, but worse. And what I mean by that is everybody is playing Whitebeard. And it's for good reason. If you don't play Whitebeard, you are at a disadvantage. If you want to win, if you want to play the game competitively in OP03, you need to play Whitebeard, or you need to build your deck specifically to beat Whitebeard. This is officially, in my opinion, the tier 0 deck, like, of One Piece. Like, so here's the thing that I want you guys to also know as well. Moby Dick Whitebeard is not a tier 0 deck in OP02. So if you guys think that, like, you can, like, take advantage of it now and go like, oh yeah, like, yes, I got all my Moby Dick stuff, like, now I'm playing a tier 0 deck before it gets hit here. No, the reason why this is so strong is because of one card and one card only. And that card is Izo, the one cost searcher. The thing that makes Izo so broken and so good is it's one cost, but it allows you to search for any Whitebeard card. The only thing that was keeping this card in check in OP02 was the fact that it could not be searched. It had the Onigashima syndrome, right? You had Onigashima and Kado that was really strong. When you seen it, it was able to pop off. If not, it made the game more difficult. That is the case in OP02 as well. Moby Dick Whitebeard is really strong. If you see the Moby Dick, if you don't see it, then you are playing a very, very difficult uphill game. And at that point, you wish that you were playing Straw Hat Beard instead in OP02 because you'd be able to perform a lot better. Now, in OP03, if you're playing Straw Hat Beard, you are absolutely trolling. You should only play that if you are with your friends in OP03. In OP03, Moby Dick version is Whitebeard. There is no other Whitebeard deck because you have the ability to search this card. The deck is so consistent and you will almost always see a copy of Moby Dick, and that is what made Whitebeard broken. Having Moby Dick, because its condition can be met extremely easily, you don't even have to think about it. It's not even a condition. In fact, it's actually a boon, right? Getting down to 1 or less life means you're effectively drawing 5 cards. So you have 5 cards to play with. You have a ton of Dawn, you have a ton of counters, you have a ton of characters that you can pump up with not just Moby Dick, but other Whitebeard cards as well. So you have a ton of tools that you could utilize, and you're able to get this every single game, and it becomes so oppressive where the longer the game goes, the odds you're going to lose. And the way that the game is set up for Whitebeard right now, you're always going to get there. And so that's why people in Asia have been only playing Whitebeard or been trying to build their decks to beat Whitebeard. Like, literally trying to build an anti-Whitebeard deck. If that doesn't say that the game isn't healthy, then I don't know. So for me, I'm extremely happy because now the fun of deck building comes back. Of course, there's always going to be a best deck, but the meta will evolve, right? Zora was the best deck. We've seen the meta evolve. We've seen Luffy. We've seen Law. We've seen Ivankov. We've seen Kid. We've seen all these decks that started to pop off in OP02 because you were actually able to play the game. You didn't have to build your deck to beat a deck in OP02. That's the key distinction I want to make. In OP03, you either play Whitebeard or you have to build a deck to beat Whitebeard, because if not, you are at a significant disadvantage because the Whitebeard deck is so strong and it's so consistent. And now it's gone. I have no gripes with this whatsoever. Extremely happy that it's banned. I will say, is it a little bit too harsh? Maybe. I think that maybe they could have made it like a limited list in the sense of you can only have 2 copies of it. But then I was thinking to myself, like, you only need 1 copy of this, because if you think about it, there's only 1 copy of stage removal in the entire game, and that's Sky Slicer, right? In black. So if you're not playing black, all you need to do is see 1 copy of this. And if you see 1 copy of this, then like your win conditions online, right? So that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, like, would limiting it to 2 bring it back to OP02 standards? But the fact that you have Ezo is what makes it broken. And it makes sense to hit this because you need Ezo to play Ace as well. Like, you don't absolutely need it, but it helps, right? So yeah, I'm just thinking of all those things, and Ezo just came out. Like, obviously they're not going to hit it in that sense. So yeah, again, Kabaji, I don't really care about, like, that's fine. Whether they kept this or whatever, like, again, I understand why it's degenerate, right? It's degenerate. I understand why you're not playing the One Piece card game anymore. Like, I completely understand why. Honestly, this was not why I was having fun in OP03. This is the reason why I was not having fun in OP03, and I hope we're going to be seeing some more spicy deck builds. I hope we're going to be seeing some more black and yellow Big Mom. We're going to see some more Rob Lucci. I think a lot more people are going to be playing Rob Lucci. I think we're going to see a lot more interesting decks, and I'm super excited now to watch the next top tier tournaments in Japan and see what people are playing, because I'm going to be honest, man, like, in terms of time zones, I would stay up as long as I could to watch some of those matches. Yeah, I could watch the VOD and all those things, but I wanted to see it live and see what people were playing, right? Like, I enjoyed studying this game, and I was not looking forward to it for OP03 at all, because I knew all I was going to see is Whitebeard. How the hell is that fun? It's not fun to play, and it's damn well sure not fun to watch at all. It's not a good product. If you just see Whitebeard versus Whitebeard, Whitebeard versus Whitebeard, Whitebeard versus Whitebeard, Whitebeard versus Rob Lucci, Whitebeard versus Whitebeard, like, no, like that's so class. You know what I mean? So from a playing standpoint, from a viewership standpoint, I'm happy that this card is gone. Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you guys haven't even played around with OP03 stuff yet to figure out how, like, disgusting this deck was. But let me tell you, it warped the meta. Like, actually warped the meta around it. Like, I think I've harped on it long enough. I'm extremely excited. Maybe this video biased you and now, like, you also are extremely happy. But, you know, I want to hear your unbiased opinion. Do you think it's fine? Do you think that maybe they should have limited it to 1 because, like, you know, even if they have Ezo, they still have to search, so it's not as consistent? I don't know. What do you guys think? In my opinion, I think it's fine because, again, we only have Sky Slicers. So even if, like, you only have the 1 copy, if you see this, it's just, yeah, it's not fair. It's just not a fair game. With that being said, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Talk to you guys later. Peace.